Welcome to Mouthfuls of Madness.
When I thought about starting a podcast, I thought about where would I host it, who would listen to it, and what was the easiest way to get started doing that. And I found out that Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. I saw a show. This has nothing to do with anything. But I saw a show that started on Vice. And it's called... Welcome to the television portion of our podcast. It's called Jasper and Errol. Jasper and Errol's First Time on Vice. And it's fucking hilarious. Now, it's so fucking funny. So it's the premise is these two black kids. I say kids, but they're like in their mid-20s. Yeah. Maybe late 20s. I think one's like 27. They're like 27, 25, in that age range. From LA. And the basis for them was like, hey man, it's a really cool, like cool dudes. They drop the N-bomb all the time. Yeah. And not that doesn't make them cool, but like they kind of come off as like hood. Yeah. You know, like your typical like young, any male, not just African American, but like any like what up, yo, like that kind of shit. But they're actually like their whole thing behind it is like, hey, we can't judge anybody if we've never like done those things. Yeah. So their whole thing is like, we're gonna go try a bunch of shit. And it's like putting them. It's like these dudes that have like never done shit. Yeah. Like the episode I watched last night is they go bull riding. Oh, okay. Oh man, it's fucking it's fucking funny, dude. And it's funny to see them like do something and be good at it, and then like, and the other guy's like, holy shit! Like there's no racism. There's no like everybody is like, and this is so like on me. Like I'm not like I'm so happy go lucky. But I am for like fairness and everybody being like, who gives a fuck who you are? Just hang out and do shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, in that aspect, it appeals to me because it's like, it's somebody sharing something they love and are passionate about with somebody that has no idea what it's about and are open to learning about it. Yeah. And to me, that's fucking cool. Yeah. You know, because like with cooking, that's how I am. Like, I'll talk to you all day about fucking cooking, and I'll tell you, like, if you're open to it and teach you shit and all that stuff. But if you're not, then it's like, well, fuck you. What's the point? Yeah. And I think that's good for a lot of people to, like, have that open mind. And for them, it's like, it's trying new things, you know? Like, it's taking that cliche of, you know, like, black guys swimming. Like, they did, like, synchronized swimming. Like, so they went to this camp, and, like, it was girls and the girl coach, and they're like, all right, get in there. You're going to swim, and you're going to fucking do this shit. And they're like, holy shit, this is fucking hard, dude. Like,
yeah, man, because you're constantly treading water. You're doing all these maneuvers and shit like that.
Yeah, they were saying, like, at one point, they're, like, underwater for, like, up to 30 seconds and, like, doing shit. And it's like, that's a long fucking time, dude.
If you're not used to, like doing that shit.
If you're, like, used to breathing, it's hard. That's some hard shit.
Because I don't think a lot of people really, like, a lot of people, like, I you know, especially in, like, action movies or, like, anything like that, one thing that I always find a lot of my friends doing is like holding their breath while the guy's underwater and shit like that. But it's like you're not doing the same fucking shit as them. You don't have the adrenaline. You don't have the movement which uses the oxygen in your lungs, you know. And sure, it's like, oh yeah, you could have held your breath, but you weren't doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's like that
like I've tried to hold my breath like just underwater, and it's like it feels so long.
Yeah. It
like,
really does.
And then you come in 10 seconds. What the fuck? Like, oh my god. What the But they have the dad on the show. It's the dad of one of them. I forget who it is, but his nickname is Dark Shark. Which is fucking hilarious. Kind of circles back to Butt Shark too. I don't know if but they went hang gliding, and this dude's like deathly afraid of heights. Like he'd never been on a plane either. Like they showed footage of like they went flying somewhere, and he's just like eyes closed and shit. And this is a dude who's like, he's like, man, I've been to prison 4 times. I've been shot. Like, and all this stuff. He's like, but this is fucking scary as shit. And like, and they're trying, like, they got all this fucking, like, it's so fun. The whole time he's like screaming, and they cut back to the guys that are like on the hill where they jumped off of, and they're like, wait, listen. And then you hear like in the background, it's like, like, you can hear them, and they're cracking up. They're like, holy shit, man, it's so fucking funny. Yeah, this shit it's fucking cool, man. It's like, I just like the premise, and they're funny guys. Yeah. And like, I don't know what they did before this, like if they were fucking comedians or what, but it's fucking funny.
Yeah. I think that's how a lot of people should approach anything, with an open mind. Yeah. Especially if it's something that you don't know anything about. Or
like a restaurant you're Yelp reviewing.
Yeah.
So we're just tying that in.
Yeah. It's full circle. It's a circle. But yeah, you should always approach everything with an open mind. Because if you have that attitude where it's like either, oh, I don't care, or, oh, this shit is easy, no problem, then you're not going to gain anything from it. And you're not going to, I think new experiences are definitely how you grow as a person. Yeah. And, yeah, that's how I, live my life. I live my life. It's all about experiences. So that's why I like doing things that a lot of people think are scary and stuff. Like, I just randomly one day...
testing your limits.
Yeah.
Like testing...
I randomly, one day, I was like, I'm going to go to Colombia. I don't know Spanish. Hey, it's cool.
That's pretty ballsy. For real. That's like...
And this is what I learned about Colombia. It gets a bad rap. Like, sure, it is, there are places that are ghetto as fuck.
You mean it's just not like people just, growing coke? And coffee? Like, that's not what Colombia is. Just, field after field of cocaine and coffee?
Well, there is, a whole... I want to say it's maybe, I don't know, the mileage of it or anything, but it's a big chunk, right in the middle of Colombia, called the Eje Cafeterio, which is where all the coffee is grown. Ooh. And shit like that. And yeah, I was backpacking through there, and on our way from one village to another village, I was with these 2 other people that I had met in a hostel in Bogota. And they were going on this backpacking trip through the coffee country, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, that sounds fun. I'll tag along. And on the way between one village and another, we stopped for the night. And then all we hear at maybe 2 a.m, just gunfire and fucking explosions and shit like that.
Sounds like my old neighborhood.
Yeah. And we're just like, what the fuck is going on? And then we get into town the next morning or the next day, mid-afternoon or so. And one of the guys that we were traveling with, he speaks fluent Spanish. So he was talking to this guy at a cafe and stuff. And apparently the paramilitary rebels and the military had a fight.
Nice.
At night. And we were maybe a mile away from where it happened. So it's damn. But yeah.
Dude, you should have fucking put on the beret, dude. Che Guevara style, and just fucking gone. I'm fighting for the raza! I mean, that's a different part of Latin America, but whatever,
yeah. But yeah, it's just, experiences, man. You don't know what's going to happen when you go someplace or do something that, a normal mundane day, just because you're in some place that you aren't familiar with or comfortable with, could lead to, this great experience that you had.
Yeah, for sure.
At least in my case, just a cool story to tell. Say, hey, man, I was like a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles away from,
Yeah,
from the fight.
I'll wait for the day it becomes like, I was in a fight. It becomes like that big fish story. All of a sudden, 10 years from now, you're like,
yeah, man.
I went to Colombia to fight against the paramilitary, against the rebels. Speaking of new experiences, we'll delve into the sexual side of new experiences. Because after that episode, there's a show called Most Expensivist with 2 Chainz. Which I had my doubts, but it's pretty fucking funny. I mean, he's fucking blazed, super fucking high like the whole time.
Absolutely.
But this episode was titled Digisex, and the first thing he like found, he was with this porn star who had the fleshlight, right, which is like the really high end like pocket pussy. Basically, it's it's a fucking vagina, but they mold them. Like there's ones that they mold like from porn stars.
Yes, I may or may not have one.
Hey, well, we know what that means. But they're just so big. Like,
they are.
It really can't be called a pocket pussy. That's like an at home, like you're fucking
you just
something.
kind of
like,
stuff it between the mattress and the box spring.
Well, so this company now makes this thing called the Launch. Which is like this. Let's see. I'll pull it up so you can see it. But it's called the Launch, and what it does is, you insert your fleshlight into it, and it's Bluetooth enabled.
Oh, I got one of those things, maybe both.
Wait, you have the Launch?
Bluetooth.
Well, no, I mean the thing itself is Bluetooth enabled. So it makes the fleshlight interactive.
Oh.
So,
is that like they use for the fucking VR porn and shit like that?
So yeah, that's one of
okay.
one of the uses, right? So this is what this thing looks like. It's like this. Any of you know what like Mega Man's hand looks like? It kind of looks like that. Like it's like this fucking cannon that you slip the thing into, right? And you turn it on, and so what it does is it actually, fuck you ads, so many ads. Now my phone's gonna crash because it's like a porn site. So you connect this thing, and you can connect it to porn.
Yeah.
But you can also connect it to the like vibrator counterpart for women.
Oh, okay.
So if you're like in a long distance relationship,
Interesting.
you could turn them both on at the same time, and while the girl is using it on herself, the strokes are transmitted wirelessly to your fleshlight, and the thing moves it in whatever way your partner is moving the dildo.
Yeah.
So if she's like
shit.
stroking it or sucking on it or inserting it, then the thing is matching those strokes.
Damn.
And
Technology.
it has like speed control and like stroke length and like all this stuff. And I was like, holy shit, like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So like you could basically, and like even the girl said it, the girl who was talking about it, the porn star, she's like, basically, you're basically fucking your girlfriend. Like, it's not, and then they got the dude who made it online, like they were FaceTiming him and stuff, and he showed it where he like put it like with porn. And it's all wireless.
Yeah.
So that's fucking magic right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. And whatever the chick was doing in the porno, going fast, slow, whatever, that fleshlight was doing that motion.
Huh. Damn.
So it was like hands-free, like what?
Yeah. That's pretty nuts.
That's a fucking crazy world we're living in now with that kind of shit.
Absolutely.
Like that's why I think a lot of like they say Japan is like they're in decline with like giving birth, and like their population is dwindling because people are getting into
2D wives and shit.
Yeah.
No, that shit's real, man. I have a couple friends who live in Japan, and a couple of them are single. Well, of the women, a couple of them are single because of that reason. Like guys, because they have their, their waifu or whatever it's called. They don't take an interest in real women. But I don't understand like how that thinking can come to life,
Well, I mean, okay, so I mean, the way I see it is it solely based on you only want to sexually interact with something, and you don't want the extraneous relationship that comes along with that?
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, I can see that, but like, to what end? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's only going so far. Like right now, like, sex is better than just like your penis being stroked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you know what I'm saying. Like, there's no tactile immersion.
Yeah.
Yet. Like, it's just solely like genitalia.
Yeah.
So that's all you care about. I guess then that works for you.
Yeah.
But like that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like to affect the population.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a lot of dudes who are like, fuck it, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I would just rather stroke it with a machine. Like I guess too, it's also the advent of like those cuddle bars.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of those like rent a boyfriend type things where they just like go on dates, they don't have sex or anything, and they're just like. But I mean, couldn't you just find somebody that was like that? Like, why does it have to be? I mean, I could see the convenience of being able to pay for it.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like, well, like I'm like fast food, you know? Like, I just want my dick sucked. Bah, that's why prostitution has been around forever. Like,
but I also feel it might have something to do with like their work culture, because they spend so many hours of day fucking working, and just
like, oh, I gotta work in this relationship too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
well, maybe that could be it, because relationships are work. They're a different type of work. You don't get paid for it monetarily, but
Paid in sex.
Yeah. But how much work do you have to put in?
Hey-o. Preach, sister.
Well, I think like they could be just so burnt out from either their schooling or their work that at the end of the day they just don't bother pursuing anything because they're just so worn out.
So
I think.
But but that's affecting the like genetic disposition of like family and procreation and all that stuff. Like the margin of that, like the slice of population that think like that is like, is it that big? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to think, because like that's a big thing. Like a lot of people want to like, oh, I want to have babies, and I want to like. It's not just women. I know guys that want to have kids and all that stuff. Like, but that's like, and in a culture that I mean, I know nothing about Japan, but like in a culture of what I know of, like that's very like tradition and family oriented. Like lineage wise, like maybe not like we're in a family, but just like you must carry on my name. Yeah. Like that kind of shit, to be like all of a sudden like we just fuck robots, like we don't want kids. like that seems like crazy. Like that's crazy, right? Like you got to think that there's still got to be like enough people wanting to like have a family that like is it becoming part of that too? Is just like, oh fuck, that's just more work.
Honestly, it could be, and it is like a lot of the. From what I've read and talked to about my friends, it's the younger generation. The ones who grew up with the internet, that instant gratification, and that like basically they've been watching like their iPads or something on the internet since they were fucking however old, like 5 years old, younger maybe even. That they just like become so hardwired to this just that screen,
But the flip side of that coin would be like, would adoption become more prevalent?
Huh.
I mean, if that, so like going in that vein of instant gratification. Yeah. The people, there's got to be people in that generation that are like, I still want kids. Yeah. So it'd be like, well, fuck.
Yeah, but sure.
Fuck having a relationship. I'm just going to adopt a kid. I I'm a single, successful person. I work a lot and I have a shit and I want a kid. So I'm just gonna fucking order one on my app and then like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of an uptick in that kind of vein of.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in there. Probably just the radiation.
The fucking Hiroshima still fucking with him. Godzilla! I don't want to have a baby and Godzilla happens.
I don't know. I think
Too soon?
no. I don't know. No. It's all right. It's fine. I'm Japanese. I'm not offended. I made the joke, so whatever.
Yeah, fuck you,
Yeah.
elite Yelper.
Yeah.
Just to tie that in. I don't know. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know what it could be. Maybe it's just, maybe it's a combination of everything that we think it could be.
I do think there have been studies of like a porn affecting people
Oh, yeah.
in ways of like it's not good enough, like regular, not I guess regular sex, but like I always thought as like porn created maybe more deviancy as opposed to like strictly like, oh fuck it, I don't want to fuck because I'd rather jerk off.
Yeah.
But I mean, just I don't want to say my experience because I don't know that many people that have like, oh man, porn fucking ruined my life. Like,
Yeah.
But like I've heard, that they've done studies, and I've heard people like say that, like there's been spouses or whatever, or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, that like these people watch so much porn that they don't want to have sex with me because like they just want porn. But like that still seems like it's like if it just seems lazy. Like, is it just lazy? Like, oh, it's just so much easier to jerk off into a fucking like a cup or whatever, like whatever you jerk off into, a sock. To like think like there was that movie, that fucking Don Juan. Did you ever see that?
No.
With fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think he like wrote it and directed it and stuff, and he's like a player. Like he's like I think he's in like New Jersey or New York or something, and he's very like that, like macho, like work on my car. I go to work and and then like he's like a ladies' man, but he's like addicted to porn. And so like he has sex with all these women, but then like afterwards he like goes and jerks off to porn. Like the sex wasn't enough for him. And like the whole thing, like Scarlett Johansson's in it and like they're looking fine. You like put that on the list. ScarJo. But then like she catches him and it ruins her. Like, what the fuck, you fucking sicko pervert, bro. And he's like, what, baby? Oh god, it's just porn. Like it was this whole thing. And then he like finds this older woman and they have a relationship, and then he doesn't need porn because he's fulfilled sexually. So like that was like always my take on the whole porn thing, was like you're watching a lot of porn because you're not getting that specific thing. And not to say like, oh, I like big-titted Asians, or like, like fucking black chicks or whatever. Like it's the acts that are being portrayed, and maybe your partner is like, don't treat me like no whore, like, and won't do that kind of stuff. Then I think like, well, then you're just in a wrong relationship. Like, so that's how I always viewed like the whole porn thing, was like, I think there's a bigger problem here. It's not the porn. It's just that you're not getting sexually fulfilled in the way you want. And maybe porn opened those doors to you of like, ooh, like that looks fun. Hey, you want to hang from the ceiling while I deep throat your fucking, and they're like, no, you fucking weirdo. Like, you're like, I mean, me neither. I'll go jerk off in the bathroom. I can see where that would like split. But there's like that whole fucking like robot, like, I don't want any human connection, and I just want to fucking jerk off into a machine, and like, I don't want to deal with people. Like, I sound like the person that would want that. Ooh, I don't have to deal with people? Cool.
I don't know. Just technology, man. I think it's doing it to people. Like, especially with that.
You think it's like the AI infecting their brains through
Absolutely.
porn?
Or like,
And then it's going to take over the world?
well, think of it this way. There are kids alive today who have their only version of porn that they have is the hardcore pornography that they get on the internet. That's all they know. That's all they've ever seen. Whereas, like, you and I, like,
We had to work for it.
Yeah, we had to work for it. We had to use our imagination.
Oh boy, there's many a scrambled nights.
Yeah. Man, if you...
Ooh, what's that titty?
Yeah. And I don't know if you ever took a look at a LL Bean catalog.
Nah,
before,
man, I'm
but-
not real into white chicks. No. You ethnic, brother. You know I get you LLB and shit. No, but yeah, no, I get like that. I mean, I had a lot of access to porn for some reason. You know, like it was. I've found caches of it. My fucking dad had a lot of porn that I fucking got into, and like VHS. You gotta rewind that shit. Oh man, God forbid if you got the video out of the fucking secret stash and it was like in the middle.
Oh.
God, that was the worst. Then you gotta like, fuck. Like I gotta like, in your post ejaculate fucking stupor.
Yeah.
Remember to rewind to the spot where your fucking dad left off. You know what I mean? Like that is like. Fuck, dude! Like that is like the epitome of like self. Because like I know every dude like there's that self-loathing that comes after you fucking
like,
ejaculate.
What the fuck are you doing?
You just have that instant like fuck. What the fuck, dude? I'm such a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Which I don't know. I think that's just genetic, dude. Like
yeah.
it's so weird. Like I don't know if it's like you wasted it, you didn't procreate.
Yeah.
You should feel ashamed.
Because
Like,
whenever I do that onto something, like onto somebody, it doesn't. I don't have that same feeling.
right. I always feel it's the same exact feeling of overeating.
Oh,
You ever like
it
binge?
is, though.
You ever binge
Yes.
something? You're like, and at the time you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh fuck, yeah. Let me get that hamburger. Let me get fucking 2 tacos. Let me get the fucking egg rolls. And you're like, yeah. And then you fucking eat it, and you're like, halfway through, you're like, fuck. And then you're like, I gotta finish it. And then you finish, and you're just sitting there in a distended belly of self-loathing.
Yeah.
Of like, what the fuck did I just? I'm such a fucking piece of shit.
that is the-
It's the same fucking feeling, right? Like,
that is the greatest
like,
analogy.
It's that scene that you're just like, God, what the fuck did I just do? And granted, it gets better throughout the years, of course. Like, but there's still like that kernel of like, ugh, I'm such a.
Oh yeah,
can't believe
I
just
always
fucking-
still feel like a piece of shit.
Can't believe I just jerked off into a trash can. Fuck.
Especially when I have to clean out that fleshlight that I may or may not have. That's what it
See,
really is.
I never got into toys really. I had one once, and it was just like the maintenance. It was like, fuck, dude. Like, it kind of is like having like a small girlfriend. You're just like, fuck, like, oh, let me go get the towel, and I gotta clean you out, and let me put you back in your case. And like, okay, sweetie, I'll see you next time. There was something about ejaculating that I was getting to when we got off on that tangent of overeating. The feeling bad. What was it? Damn.
You're talking about having to rewind porn where your dad left off and shit like that.
Right. So in that fucking moment of like self-loathing, you now have to like, oh my god, and now I'm rewinding my fucking dad's porn to the spot where he fucking finished. You know what I'm saying? Like you got that thought of like, fuck, this is the spot where he came. You know what I mean? And stopped.
Because nobody continues
Like,
after they
no.
bust it.
You're like, you may watch it like a little bit of the afterglow. You're like, oh, yeah, this fucking, and then you're like, fucking stop.
Yeah.
Click like, but like, and then having to like put it back, and then like clean, like just adding that level of like shame to the fucking thing. Like, oh man, that's fucking. But yeah. So I think like. And I think too, like that shame has kind of gone out of it as well. Of
yeah.
like, porn, fucking porn, whatever, porn. Blah. It's everywhere. It's on my phone. I got apps. I got fucking this. I got like a fucking Tinder. I got the fucking get my dick sucked 24/7. And like, I guess it goes to that like easy access.
Yeah.
And fucking ease of what was
instant
it?
gratification.
Yeah, instant gratification. But Like, I wonder if that shame has gone out of like the younger generation. Like, we gotta have some young buck on here and be like, hey man, how do you feel when you come? Like, what do you feel?
I don't know if we can talk about that with underage children.
Not underage.
Oh.
I just mean like, I'm not like, here we are at the middle school. Hey
you,
buddy,
young
remember
boy.
that first time you jerked off? You jerked off yet? How do you feel? Man on the street. With all your ejaculate needs. But like, I feel like maybe is that coinciding? Like maybe that's part of it too. Like there isn't that shame anymore.
I think so. I mean, when you think
Which
about
is
it,
good. Like I'm all for like, don't be buck, do you, dude? Like
Yeah.
don't be ashamed, don't be ashamed. You like it, fucking do it. But it's that innate fucking like you
Yeah.
just that feeling after you fucking like you're alone
Yeah.
and you're a little bit sweaty and you're just like, oh, I'm fucking terrible. Like, do people have that anymore? Or they're just like, fuck it, I'm in the bathroom, and then like, whatever, later.
I don't know, man. I'm just not hip with this new generation of kids and how they feel about porn and jacking.
You're like, take this on the streets, bro. Like, go to the depths of fucking Waikiki and be like, hey, sir, do you feel shameful after ejaculating? The world wants to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, the internet has a big part to do with it. And yeah, that instant gratification, it's always available whenever you want it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I guess that plays into, like, you know, your significant other might not always be
Yeah.
available
Yeah.
whenever you want it.
Yeah. And this is like, people think, oh, porn, whatever, but it's a big fucking industry. It is.
Porn killed Betamax
Yeah. It is.
and the Laserdisc.
Huge.
Well, I think the Laserdisc killed the Laserdisc. But
Yeah. Who would
for
want
all
a
you
fucking- that
young
huge
bucks out
ass
there who don't know what a fucking Laserdisc is, it's a real big CD.
Yeah.
And a CD is a really small Laserdisc. It is a physical MP3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or AA4 or whatever the fuck it is.
Shit, I forgot what I was saying.
Shame.
Oh.
What are you most shameful about? What else brings you... So overeating,
Overeating.
jerking off.
Jerking off.
Well, the completion of jerking
yeah.
off. What else brings, like, shame?
Honestly, for me, if I waste a day off, like if it's sunny outside and all I want to do is just lay in bed, like at the time being, it'll
But
be
is
nice.
that like a work ethic thing, though? Like, is that like...
It
do you
could
feel like the same level of shame?
It's a different type of shame, but it is shame because it's like, you know, because like, say it's nighttime, I can't, all the places that I needed to run errands at are closed. It's like, you know, I could have done that.
Yeah.
But instead I was a lazy piece of shit.
I'm a lazy piece of shit.
See, but the reason that I feel like that is because since I don't sleep, I have all that time at night
Oh, yeah.
to not do anything.
But then you can, like, make that excuse for yourself of, like, well, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
You can't make that excuse during the day.
Yeah. And that I think during the day it's just because like, oh, this bed feels so good, or oh, I'm like halfway into this level, let me finish this, and then
Video
I finish
games.
it, like I finish this little objective, and it's like, oh, I'll just do this next one. And you know, it's just a
Does that give you shame, like your level of video gaming?
Oh.
Like, do you ever, like, go deep and you're like, oh, shit, I've been playing this game for 4.5 hours.
dude, 4.5 hours is nothing.
Oh, really?
All right. There was a game, again, because I don't sleep very often or very much when I do. It'd come out, and within a month of its release, because on PC I use Steam. Steam logs how many hours you play of a game. I had played this game, I think like maybe 200 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah,
In a month?
in a month.
Wow. Is there 200 hours? There's got to be.
Yeah.
I'm bad at math. I'm sure. Isn't that like a year? No.
No, I think a week is 24 times.
24 times 7?
24 times 7.
You got a calculator?
Yeah,
Okay.
my brain's a little too dead right now.
I just do 200. Let's do 200 I'm sure there's somebody like, you fucking idiot. These are fucking dumb. 200
Basic
divided by
arithmetic.
24. Fuck, dude. That's 8.3 days.
Yeah, man. No, because I would like,
Damn.
as soon as I got off work,
Shame!
I'd go and I'd start playing. And I wouldn't play until like the sun came up and I had to do something,
Yeah.
you know? And
Damn, I don't think I've ever done anything for 8
yeah,
days.
man.
Except,
I don't
like, live.
Yeah.
Except, like, exist.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, but recently I haven't been playing too much. I've been on well, I've told you this before. I'm on a riding kick right now.
Yeah.
And I've just been going at that when I can't sleep. And yeah, that shit's coming along. That's something I don't feel shameful about splurging hours into, because it's, you know,
Creative.
It's creative.
feel like
and-
you're accomplishing
yeah,
something.
and I really enjoy it. Like, not to say I don't enjoy video games. It's just
So shame, is it safe to say that shame for you is, what do they call, like fucking, like your point of view, like it's, like the perspective, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all relative. Like shame is
Yeah,
relative,
I think-
like
yeah.
to what you're doing.
yeah.
See, yeah, I think I kind of feel the same way. Like, I don't have a lot of shame as far as like the feeling of like, I equate shame and like embarrassment
Oh, okay.
kind of to terms,
Yeah.
like to like put a blunt, to put like a blunt point
Yeah.
on it, where like people don't do something because they're ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's your guilty pleasure, and like nobody's like, fuck, who fucking cares? Like, so that's how I view shame too. Like, is that? But I think like there's those innate things that are shameful. Like,
Yeah.
that you're just bound by shame. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I try to not be too shameful of anything. I think it's more just a personal shame that I feel. Like, I don't care if I'm embarrassed in public or anything like that.
slut shaming.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big part of now that's, you know, that ties in with the free speech and all that shit too. Is just shame.
Yeah.
You know, is like people shaming at Freeple for Freeple?
Yep.
Yeah, Freeple. Freeple, motherfucker. Free the people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, big thing. Like, I think shame has always been around. People shaming somebody for something, but I
Yeah.
think like the tagline slut shaming really like started.
Oh.
Like for me anyways, like really hearing that like term of like slut shaming. And,
Yeah.
oh, they're slut shaming her or him or whatever. And then it became into like fat shaming.
Yeah.
And like fame shaming and like shame.
Yeah.
Like, and it just boils down to like, who the fuck cares? Why do you care so much about somebody to like shame them?
Yeah.
Like, that's so fucked up.
I
You know, like,
it's just
no, you play devil's advocate, you want to shame. No,
yeah. Those dumb sluts showing off their asses on Instagram.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
And it's like, hey, yo, I'm a nice guy. I like all your pictures. I leave nice little, you know, comments.
peach
about,
emojis?
Like, yeah, peach emojis. And
Hey.
I want you to sit on my face and, like, what I would give to be between those thighs and shit like that. But if you're going to take all the love that I'm giving and helping you as a influencer on Instagram, and you're going to block me, fuck you, you slut.
Now, is that reverse shaming when they like is that like pervert shaming? Could that be a thing? Can we start pervert shaming?
Everybody's perverted, all right?
You know? That's true. I believe that. But like in this
Just
day and
because-
age, I'm surprised that like that hasn't come around to like bite somebody in the ass of like, hey, I don't like your comments. I post pictures of my half naked ass for me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna block you because I don't like seeing your fucking eggplant emoji with the wet squirt sign after it I don't appreciate that. But it's like, hey, man, I am a known pervert.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am.
Oh.
I'm an unknown pervert.
Oh, okay.
You're putting that out there for me to be like, and I'm giving you the highest of compliments by saying, like, I would fucking jerk off to you.
Yeah.
And then you're turning around being like, fuck you, pervert. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying I'm the one doing this. For clarification.
Well, I guess we're both playing devil's advocate.
Yes, I'm playing the part of the pervert.
Oh, okay.
In this scenario, I'm saying, so, you know, like, how does that make that person feel? Of like, I have an ass fetish, and now I'm feeling shame because I'm appreciating your ass in the only way I know how, in my limited emoji vocabulary, because I'm not fully formed mentally to appreciate the female form, and so all I could do is, nice ass, fuck. And then you're shaming me by being like, fuck you, you fucking pervert. How dare you?
See, because it's not about the ass, all right? It's about the lifestyle and what it takes to get that ass.
Yeah, I'm all for
You know
that.
what I mean? Like, I'm not just showing pictures of my ass. I'm showing pictures of my ass after I've done like 100 squats.
And I'm appreciating your hard work
Oh.
with my erection and subsequent ejaculate.
It's all right, because I feel shameful after.
Yeah. I'm ashamed of the act, but you don't have to shame me for the act on top of it. I mean, that's a pretty high compliment.
I think
Just
so.
because it's coming from somebody you deem unfuckable
Yeah.
doesn't make it any less worthy. Because I'm sure if Brad Pitt left a fucking dick emoji,
Oh, yeah. you'd be
squirt,
all up on that
hashtag,
shit.
sit on my face,
Yeah.
you'd be like, here's my number, DM me, motherfucker. Like,
Absolutely. No.
everybody's a slut for somebody.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
You know, it circles back to the everybody's got a price.
Yep.
Everybody's got a price.
Yeah. Told my girlfriend straight up, if Emma Watson ever wants to fuck, I'm gonna fuck her.
Now Emma Watson,
Huh?
like we're talking like
Now.
legit. Okay,
Yeah.
not Hermione Fuzzhead Granger.
No.
Like,
No.
if I could time travel back and pedophile on fucking Hermione.
No. No. But like, you know, Beauty and the Beast, Emma Watson, with that bell dress. Because I had a major crush on Belle. I'll tell you what, man.
Shame.
Oh, I am not shameful of that. If I was shameful of that, I would not be saying this shit.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, man. But that's another thing, you know. Just the whole taboo on talking about sex. Everybody does it. I'd be shameful of it. Sure, it might not be everybody's business, but
There's a time and a place.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I'm not saying like you should be talking to people that don't want to talk about
just
it.
go up to someone, hey, last night we tried anal.
Yeah. Boom. Butt stuff. Yeah, or even like, you know, people you might work with or people you interact with, like they don't, know your fucking crowd. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, I think some of people like, oh, I'm ashamed, like, don't talk about it. Like, oh, I can't even talk about it. And it's like, what's the big deal? Like, I'm not trying to fuck you right now. Like, I'm just like, we're just having a fucking conversation. Not saying that I talk to people about how I fuck. I'm just saying, like, you know, that's a generalization of like, if a topic comes up and that spurs to mind and you say it and they're like, ah! It's like, whoa, dude, it's not like I fucking whip my dick out. Like, chill. Like, it's
Yeah, the whole slut shaming.
slut shaming.
You have to know that shit's gonna come if that's what you're doing, though.
See, okay, I get that. Like, I there's an invitation at some point for some people. I see that. I'm not saying it's okay for people to like, oh, you slut shame. The one thing I really fucking think is stupid is those dudes that fucking slut shame sluts that they fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is fucked
That's
up.
yeah.
Like, or like any shaming for anybody, you know, like, it's just like, if you actually do that thing and you're a part of it, then just be a part of it. Don't fucking try to take somebody down a peg because you're insecure about your fucking sluttiness or your fatness or your whatever. You know, that's just fucked up. That's so fucked up. I think you don't have free speech in that aspect. You should not be allowed to say what you think and feel if you're a fucking hypocrite about it. You can't those, that old joke of why is riding a moped like fucking a fat chick? It's only fun until your friends find out. And it's come on, man. Just you fuck fat chicks. Who gives a shit? Yeah. Or you fuck fucking dudes, or you fuck whatever.
Everybody has a thing that they like. Big girls need love too.
And if you are ashamed of it, just be ashamed of it without having to take somebody else down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's just fucking uncool.
That's fucked up.
This has been a PSA service announcement from Mouthfuls of Madness. The more you know.
Because knowledge is power.
G.I. Joe. Wait, we can't monetize this now. No.
Damn it.
I love you, G.I. Joe. I used to play with you all the time. I'm not ashamed.
Snake Eyes.
Ooh, Snake Eyes. I like Snake Eyes. That was a good one. Yeah. You know what episode really stood out for me? Did you ever watch one where this fucking dude got turned into an orca?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, right?
What the fuck was that?
I don't even... That's all I fucking remember about that episode. That's all I fucking remember. I don't know why. I don't know what else was going on. All I know is this fucking dude was on a fucking table and some fucking cobra asshole turned him into a motherfucking orca. He's just boom. You're a fucking orca, dude. I was what's the end game? What the fuck? Because on one hand, you're like, oh shit, I'm a fucking orca now. That's sick. I'm a fucking killer whale. That's pretty cool. And on the other hand, it's why are you turning people into fucking sea creatures?
Are they endangered? Because if they are,
this is the one time. This is the one time Cobra was let's help the environment. Destro. Let's make orcas.
Maybe we just misunderstood the whole organization. Maybe they're environmentalists.
Every fucking thing they did was to help the environment, and Joe was just misguidedly fucking it up. It's not poison gas; it's greenhouse emissions we're getting rid of. Damn you, Joe! Why are you against us? I'm clearly on a Greenpeace boat.
I have my clipboard and everything.
Dear Christ! I'm getting signatures in front of Target, Joe.
Yeah. God, no. Yeah. I remember that episode.
That was a weird episode. This is a weird episode.
Yeah, it's all over the place. But, that's kind of just, the
whatever,
MO
man.
of Mouthfuls
This
Madness.
is for us, not for you. Unless, of course, you like listening to it, then please come back.
Yes.
We're trying to do this weekly. We love you guys. We love you, all our assumed 9 listeners that are just taken by probably one person listening to it 9 times.
Oh, jeez. We might have a stalker then.
Ooh. That would be cool. Hey, you know what? We could talk about this too. The app on the Anchor thing, you guys could leave messages if you want. That would be cool. You want some feedback? That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
If you listen to it on Anchor, I know some people listen to it on Spotify, which is totally cool. But if you go to Anchor, there's actually parts where you can leave voice messages.
Oh, shoot.
Or you can leave comments. Feel free to do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just know that if you leave something shitty, we're going to talk about it. But we will talk about the good one. Maybe we'll have a listener of the week. Ooh. So write in and then you get nothing but our high praise. And if you leave something shitty, we're going to shit on you back.
I know my homie that I told about this podcast has listened to every episode so far.
Oh, that's cool.
He really
Hey, man, shout out to you, buddy.
Yeah. Really
Hope you listen to this episode all the way through, because congrats, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe
We have a loyal listener.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's his, will you give his fucking initials, or what do you fucking shout out to your boy?
What's up, T? There we go.
There you go.
Thanks for listening, man.
Fuck yeah,
Appreciate
buddy.
it. Yeah. Maybe one day we'll get you on this podcast. Maybe
Fuck
not.
yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have a what is it? Tea.
Tea.
We'll have a tea appreciation segment.
Ooh.
You can come on and give like you can say like, "What up? I'm T. I like this podcast." Fuck yeah.
We have our first endorsement. Yeah. And I think, on some things he would be, devil's advocate.
Nice.
Because there are some things that we talk about that he has a different opinion on.
Nice. We like different opinions.
Yeah.
Just so we could bash them. No, but seriously, that makes good conversation. It's good to see the other side of people.
Yeah.
Like it's, we have a pretty similar view on things, and so most of the time we're just agreeing or yammering and yelling about the same thing, and don't have really the other person's like, nah, I don't agree with you.
Yeah.
So that's good. Like if you listen and you don't agree with us, fucking leave a comment. We could start a fucking repartee.
Yeah.
A little fucking back and forth.
Yeah, and I think as this goes on, we will find things that we disagree upon. Like tonight, we had a small little one with the. It was a while back. We covered a lot. I can't
Jesus
really remember
Christ.
what it was.
I'm sorry I disagreed with you. I don't know why. I don't.
Really hurt.
I'm sorry.
No, but yeah,
We gotta find some like hard-hitting topics that really put us against each other, that pit our wits, so that we're not just constantly like, "Yep, I agree with you."
Hawaiian Sun versus Aloha Maid.
Ooh, I don't really have an opinion on that, but we get hard. We'll go like sushi joints.
Ooh,
We'll go sushi taxi because I know you're fucking hot about sushi.
that shit gets me wet.
Ooh, that fish.
But yeah, I love me some sushi. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel that this is probably petering out right now,
Yeah.
and I don't want to bore you guys.
Yeah.
to
After your
death.
fucking anchor plug.
Yeah. Hey man, well, I just fucking like we never talked about it, but like shit,
Yeah.
fuck. If you listen and you want to comment, you got a fucking outlet.
Yeah, man.
Because we only know of one listener that and we work with that person, and they give us their feedback, and we try to like. I'm not in any way saying that we're gonna shape this show around your comments or like, hey man, you know what? You want us to talk about woodworking? Well, fuck it, we're doing woodworking.
I can talk about
It's now a woodworking podcast.
I've told you about woodworking. I've thrown a bowl or two in my life.
I whittled once. I fucking whittled. My friend, he works with wood. He can fucking talk about woodworking. But, it's primarily a food.
Yeah.
But we really don't talk that much about food. There's
We start off
there's
talking
food-related topics.
Yeah. And it's just tangents.
I thought it would be fun one time to, like, bring in weird shit that we have never eaten.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, eat it and describe it and, like, get the oral signals
feel.
of, like,
Yeah.
this is disgusting.
And maybe we can make it like a little ASMR too.
Oh, yeah. We could get, like... Can you listen? This is the ASMR portion. Shh. It's okay. Can you hear me scratch the microphone? You're a delicate flower. You're a snowflake. And this is getting super weird because I'm making eye contact with Mr. fucking Effervescent. And he's getting... I can see that he's getting aroused. And it's kind of making it super awkward. But,
Awkward, man.
shame! ASMR shame! But alright, so that's the end of this one. We actually have some cool stuff. This episode's gonna have some shit in it, man. We're I made a little ending fucking musical number that you can listen to or not listen to. And then there's a cool beginning that makes it sound like a horror podcast, but it's not. But
I'm sure we'll have
fucking
one.
funny. I'm sure we'll talk about horror because I'm a big fucking horror fan.
Yeah.
Until next week, this is us signing off. On the spot, say something.
On the spot. Sometimes when I'm
God,
home
is that your
alone.
vinegar strokes? Fuck, I just saw his whole face.
Yeah, I just came.